Hey guys, Gary here. I just want to take a tour, take you on a little virtual tour of my very first, after many hours of research on YouTube and other sites about, once I developed an interest in this aquaponics, which is called something else here in Arizona, and told through Game and Fish Department and the Department of Agriculture, you need to get some permits. Apparently they're free unless you plan on selling stuff, and then per item you have to pay a $100 a year fee to get licensed, and that's for I imagine there's classes involved in that too and stuff like that. But as a hobbyist, I think I'm pretty safe. I will go get my permits because apparently for tilapia fish, they're on some kind of list that, much like our channel cats or catfish here, but you can still have them, but you got to have a permit, and it's free. So I'll follow the rules, although I don't like the regulation of something like that. I won't get started down that road, not today anyway. But anyway, this is something I began to get more and more excited about. Having my own food grown naturally, try to stay away from the genetically modified organisms, which can be plant or animal, I guess. I like to think that Mother Nature had it right the first time. And if not, by the time we got here, she finally did. Anyway, an introduction to my system. I had this 10-gallon tank. And I was like, you know what? That's a nice little start. Do me a nice little system. And then when I looked at the size of grow bed that I was going to want to do green onions, basil, and then I was thinking, oh, I want lettuce too. I want this, I want that. And by the time my list started growing, the size of the grow bed grew. Because I'm not going to give up, even if I fail the first time, or second or third, or I can be tenacious that way. But say hi, guys. But when I looked at the water level of this and what it would take to fill a grow bed, I just imagined this line going down until the grow bed was full, and the filter no longer was in it, although I probably wouldn't even need that filter now, come to think of it. But this is something I've had for 10 years, well, pretty close to that, and didn't really want to separate it out, because then I would have had to build a shelf up above it for the grow bed, put another pump in there, and things. So I was like, it's got its own nice little stand. I'll just leave it like that, and it won't be a quarantine tank either. But I do have another 10-gallon out in the back that I'll use for a quarantine tank. But for this one, I've got this 60-gallon tank that a buddy of mine gave me. Probably, well, actually, he gave me this 10-gallon one at the same time, so that was about 10 years ago. This one I never set up because I wasn't sure how long I was going to be living at this place I'm at and things, but heads up, I've been here over 6 years now. Should have set it up. But when I started piecing everything together, I got this rack system, and it's a nice steel rack system, very sturdy. There's my grow bed with the bell siphon in there, the water coming in. My media is staying wet on the top, so it needs to get deeper or the water level lower. I don't want the water level to go lower because I don't have a whole lot there to begin with. 4 fingers high. So I really have I got another couple inches of room here in the top that I can go up with it, but I do need to get a taller media guard to allow that to happen. But this one uses a 2-inch bell with the holes cut in it, end cap duct tape on there right now. I'm going to find something a little bit more food grade better. And I got a 1/2-inch riser in there. And of course the hole's drilled in the media protector. And we're getting pretty close to starting to cycle here. which I'll go ahead and film that. I lucked out. It turned it on, put this pump in that I got, the $7 pump from Harbor Freight that pumps about 90 gallons an hour. It's down inside the tank here with the hose coming out of it. Hose is going on up and then just up to the grow bed. And then, of course, it comes out the bottom of the grow bed through the 1/2-inch piping with a couple of 90s there, another 90-degree turn down here. And as we're watching, see if I can get a better angle on it. Perhaps there's starting to flow. And we'll watch it do its first startup part. It's not extremely fast getting started, but it does it every single time without fail. As does the stopping, although that takes much longer. And with a little patience, you'll see it's starting to get a little bit faster, and all of a sudden, bam! Good timing. It'll kick in. And it provides a nice little bit amount of aeration here. Some of the bubbles almost reach the bottom so at some points, but just that quickly, the bell gurgling and the water level is still dropping a little. That'll be the final gurgle you hear up there, but it'll continue to trickle out down here for quite some time. 30 to 45 seconds each time. It continues to trickle. So, but it does eventually stop every time without fail. I think once the whole system's going really well, I can get rid of this extra filter thing, because then I don't want to filter out too much of the fish nutrients and things. So I imagine that'll have to go, because in fact, the tank is clean now. You can see the castle in the back, where before you couldn't even barely see that anything was there. Yesterday when I finished putting this in, it's still trickling. It will stop though, if you have enough patience to wait. And there's this final gurgle. 4 minutes for each cycle on average. So that's about what? 13, 14 cycles per hour? I don't know if that's too much or not. I'm going to have to inquire. Somebody who knows better than I, which is just about everybody out there in the aquaponics world. And that's it, I think. There's not much else to talk about, is there? There it is, the introduction to my very first aquaponics system. I'm so looking forward to keeping this thing going up and going, and actually getting some plants coming out of there, especially the green onions, and, some bell peppers, anything I can grow in this that's good slitty. I'm not really too much into the herbs and stuff, but I will have some basil, maybe some mint, but whatever I can grow in this little thing just to get started and get this learning experience over, start getting my water seasoned and where it's all self-regulating real well, going through all the learning curves. Hey, you got to start somewhere, and this is where I'm starting. Right now my pH balance is probably about 7.6 according to this little gauge. And that's as far as it'll go. It could be further out than that, but this won't let me know that. But it's pretty dark blue. Well, not dark, but the very bottom blue there. So I guess that means it's alkaline. Very alkaline. So it needs some acidity. I'll figure out, I'll go take a sample down to a pool place and have them test the water. Maybe over to the PetSmart, and if they do that, I'll have to find out. And have them test the water, tell me what I can do to fix it without any real harsh chemicals. I'm going to try to do it everything the organic way. If I got to use lemons or limes or juice or baking soda or something, whatever it takes to get it leveled out, I'll do it that way. Try to keep everything as 100% natural as I can, and still produce very well. No compromise on the natural stuff though, none. So I appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys are getting into this or already into it, I wish you the best. And if you have any comments or suggestions, they'd be greatly appreciated. As well as any questions you may have, you can ask them down below, and I'll try to keep up with it. And if I can't answer it, I'll try to help guide you in the right direction. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. Everybody's saying that. I don't know really what that means yet. But there we go. It's December 26th, 2015. I'll see you in the new year. All right. Have a great day. Bye.